YouTube channel where not only are we going to be posting podcasts, the full video format of the podcast that we've been doing with all these entrepreneurs of the past couple of years, but alongside that, we're also going to be showing you guys what we're actually doing on the business side of things, on real estate, right? Because action needs to be followed up by more action. So that's what we're going to do here, not just show you guys the knowledge, but also show you how we're implementing that knowledge and building our own businesses, because that's what this is all going to be about. So this property right here is actually the first property we just acquired, and we're going to be doing a really cool PadSplit renovation. I'll get into PadSplit a little bit later, but this is a very cool neighborhood, and let me show you guys what we got planned on doing here. Coming in here, one of the first renovations we did was add this really cool safety lock. I would recommend it. It traces to your fingerprint, so if you're in a transitional neighborhood, you don't want anyone to get into your house, you can do this. It tracks your fingerprint, and then it can unlock automatically. It links to your phone as well, and you can get right into here. All right. So here's the inside, and real quick, before we show you guys around the property, I want to give you a brief background on myself and actually how we got to this spot right here. And real quick, guys, I want you to know that I've been doing my podcast now for over 5 years. I've interviewed over 200 entrepreneurs that are absolutely out there crushing it and killing it. And from that, I actually moved from Pennsylvania to Atlanta, Georgia in early 2023 because I wanted to take my knowledge to the next level. I have a real estate mentor down here who's been fantastic, who I met through my podcast. We keep on telling you guys it's all about relationships and getting into the right circles. So this is one of the ways that I've gone on here and done that. My real estate mentor now lives a mile away from me. I launched my real estate investment company early last year. I found a business partner who I also met through my podcast. And guys, we're out here doing it. We're investing in properties. At 23 years old, I've raised over $250,000 in capital that wasn't mine from a cold market, meaning it's not people that I knew. I wasn't going out to friends and family and asking them for money. These are people that I've never known before, made an introduction, had them on my podcast, got into a relationship, and now I've raised over $250,000 at 23 years old in investor capital. On top of that, we just closed our first investment property at 23 years old. So I'm not telling you guys that to brag, but because it is so possible, and the stuff that I'm telling you on these podcasts, like, you gotta take it in and go out there and just start doing it and find that business that you wanna go into and just start doing it. And like I mentioned, this is really our first one of many. We're gonna get many more properties this year, and this is gonna be $1 billion company in 10 years. And that's where we're gonna go. But starting out here, like I mentioned, we're gonna be doing something called PadSplit. PadSplit is a co-living strategy. It's affordable living. And the whole model behind it is that you buy a house, you add more bedrooms to that house, and you rent it out by the room, and you rent it out weekly. And PadSplit is a model, it's a business like Airbnb, right? Airbnb is its own platform. You can buy a house, list your house on Airbnb, and then you can rent it out on Airbnb. So PadSplit is the same kind of concept. PadSplit has its own platform. You buy a house, you put it on PadSplit's platform. PadSplit is actually gonna find the renters for you, find the tenants for you, put people into your home. They typically have an average length of 7 days of actually finding someone to put into all of your rooms in your home. And guys, that's incredible. And co-living is something that is absolutely blowing up right now in the world because, as you know, rates are expensive. People are not buying as many homes because people can't afford to buy a home. And people still need a place to live. And actually, I just looked into it earlier today, but there's over 100 million renters in the United States right now, and 40% of those 100 million people make less than $35,000 every single year. And so that's the market you want to go after. And the PadSplit model allows you to make so much more money and so much more lucrative, not only for you, but you're also doing a great thing because there's such a shortage of affordable housing that's out there. And that, to me, is the whole premise of this real estate company. Our company is called Orient Properties. And what we want to do is we're a faith-driven real estate investment company. So we're going into the underserved communities of Atlanta, buying homes, making them nicer, making these neighborhoods nicer. Not only that, we're going to rent them out by the room for people that otherwise couldn't find places to live, find places to rent. And we're going to put Bibles in all these rooms. Because it's PadSplit, you can model the house however you want to. We're going to put Bible verses, paintings up here, and we're going to put Bibles in the room. Like I said, it's going to be a faith-centered movement, and really going to be converting these underserved communities and making it into a better place for people that live here and also for the glory of God's kingdom, right? Because that's what this is really all about. And as I've always preached in the podcast, I really live my life around a couple different zones. And for me, it is faith, it is health, it's relationships, it's business, and it's finance. That to me, as a faith-centered entrepreneur, is how you want to grow and how you want to become a better person in every single one of those categories. And so that's what you guys need to be looking at too as well. If you want to be a faith-centered entrepreneur, want to start a business, make sure you level up your game, right? Get into personal development, get into the right rooms, find the people that can help you go from where you are now to where you want to be. And that's really all it is, guys. Finding the right people, the right connections at the right time. And you keep doing that time and time again, you're going to find an investor who's going to give you $250,000 to go out and buy an investment property. And that is life-changing because that's how you grow. So back to this property right here. We actually just were able to close on this property about 2 weeks ago, and we're doing some renovations. But as you know, entrepreneurship has a lot of ups and downs. This property took about 3 months to actually close. First of all, because the previous seller was a company, they were a trust, not an individual. So every time we submitted an offer or every time we wanted to talk to the seller agent, this process took a couple weeks at a time just because they were so slow moving. So that part was a pain. But eventually we're able to come back here after the inspection, after the appraisal, and be able to put an offer in, and they actually accepted it. For this property, we purchased it at a purchase price of $200,000. We did 25% down, and so that's how we kind of got into this property. So this house as a whole right here, if you scan over here, this is technically going to be the living room, but what we're going to be doing with this is turning this into its own bedroom. So we're going to put a wall up right here, make this a bedroom. We're going to add a bed right here. This will be the first bedroom. This will kind of be the kitchen area. We're going to put a table right here so they can eat, come together, whatever you want to do. This is the kitchen over here. All the appliances are, like you mentioned, up to date, and they look good. And that's what you want because people are going to be living here, so they got to feel at home in this space. So like I mentioned, we're going to have one bedroom here. The kitchen's going to be here. And then down here is the first hallway. And then right here is going to be the second bedroom. And with PadSplit, the thing that makes this model so effective is that you can get into these homes that maybe don't cost as much, but you can convert them more into more bedrooms and make more income out of it. So this is going to be another bedroom right here. We got a nice looking closet in here. Closets are always better. Like I said, you can rent out PadSplit bedrooms by the week. That's just how the leases work within PadSplit's model. So the nice thing about that is you get to set the prices on how much you want to rent per week. And with this model in the Atlanta marketplace, which is where we're based out of, in this area, this zip code, a high appreciating zip code, it's really a transitional neighborhood. Give it another 10 years, it's going to blow up. I mean, just on the drive in here, you can see new development popping up, a new apartment complex is popping up, and then you see an old house right down the road, right? So that's kind of the neighborhoods you want to get in because that's going to show you that there's going to be a pop in appreciation, and you want to make sure you can ride that appreciation going forward. So this is going to be the second bedroom right here. And again, I think we can rent out each bedroom here probably from $190 per week to $220 per week. I have a mentor who also has a PadSplit property in this neighborhood. He's getting on average $215 per week per bedroom in his PadSplit. Guys, that's phenomenal. And not only is that helping you make more money than it would with an Airbnb, but at the same time, you're helping people get affordable housing that they otherwise wouldn't have. So here's the bathroom here, first bathroom. Turn the lights on in here. So this bathroom looks pretty good. We got to do a little bit more remodeling in here as well. This house is a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom when we bought it. This is the first bathroom. We're going to convert it to a 6-bedroom, 2-bathroom. So what that means is that 3 of these bedrooms have to share 1 bathroom. And typically with PadSplit, you can do more than that sharing a bathroom, but I would not recommend it just because of the pressure it puts on your water system. So we're going to stick on doing 3 bedrooms per bathroom. So this is going to be 1 centralized bathroom right here. Here's a nice little random closet. And then here is going to be a 3rd bedroom. Never mind, that is the laundry room. So this is going to be the laundry room. We're going to wash or dryer. We got a water system in here. So just another pretty good space to have. This is going to be the 3rd bedroom right in here. Again, a decent sized room. The PadSplit minimum is you want to have 80 square inches by 80 square inches. And so this meets that minimum by far. The bigger it is, the more obviously you can rent out that room for. Again, it has a nice closet. The closets add to the overall price you can charge per room. So I'd always recommend putting a closet in each room. If you have to install a closet, I would do that just because it helps with the pricing more. So this is gonna be our third bedroom. Again, these first three are gonna share that bathroom right here. And then come down the hallway a little more. This is gonna be our fourth bedroom right here. Again, a bit of a bigger sized room. So again, we can probably charge a little bit more with this. Has its own closet as well, good sized closet. This will be our fourth bedroom. And then this last part is really, this is where we gotta get creative in here. So this was originally a master bedroom with a private bathroom, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a wall right here. We're gonna convert this side of it to be our fifth bedroom and this side of it to be our sixth bedroom. Now the thing about PadSplit and bedrooms is that every bedroom has to have its own window. So that's also important. So there's a window right here that this guy can have. There's gonna be a window right here for this guy to have. And then with that being said, we're gonna take out this section right here. We're gonna take that out, and then we're gonna have another entryway to this bathroom right here. So 3 bedrooms can share this one bathroom right here. So again, a good sized bathroom in here, looks pretty good. And yeah, so those 3 bedrooms will share this one. But at the end of the day, we'll have 6 bedrooms in here, we'll have 2 bathrooms, and the way the numbers work on this, the monthly payment where you're paying on your mortgage, you're paying on your taxes, you're paying on your insurance is gonna be right around $1,600. But if you're renting out 6 rooms at $200 a week, let's do the math on that real quick. So the math on that is 6 rooms times 200 is $1,200 a week times 4 weeks in a month. You're making $4,800 in rental income. Now that's just income. Again, you got expenses, but you take out your bank payment, your interest, your taxes, just your basic net operating income. That right there is $3,200. Now again, in some cases, you're gonna have your investor to pay back at the same time. You're gonna have other expenses to pay, such as a property manager, such as the PadSplit fees. So every time you put a property on PadSplit, PadSplit also gets their own income based off of the total income that the property generates. So that's also important to keep in mind, but it can just show you the margins that you could have with this property and the scalability of it as well. Because you can pop these out, get people good housing. It's a great way to get into stuff like this. So walking back out here, turn these lights off. So if you guys are willing and wanting to get into real estate, I mean, the first thing I would recommend is something that really helped me is just finding your circle of people. I can't tell you how important it is to just have a team on your side. And what that means is you need to find a property manager, because you don't want to be the one getting the call at 2 a.m. saying the toilet's broken. And you want to have a realtor on your team as well, someone that can find maybe even off-market deals for you, someone who will put in offers for you. You want to have a contractor on your team, because it's so important, because once you get into properties like these, you're going to have to do some modifications to put in more bedrooms, to do initial rehab. And so yeah, contractors are super important. You also want to get a loan officer. That is also super important, because they're the ones that are help you qualify for the loan, do all the underwriting for the loan with you, and kind of be your agent on that side of things. So I would start out getting a team like that. And how you do that is you go to networking events, right? You go find real estate networking events, you go and shake hands and meet people. And that's how you get a good feel of how people are and what they do. So do that. And then also I would recommend is find a partner. You can go fast if you go alone, but you can go far if you have people on your team, people that are with you in your corner. Like I mentioned, I was able to find my investment partner from a podcast, from someone that I sent a random Instagram DM to about 1.5 years ago. So that's the power behind this. And you guys just got to get started. Just start sending those messages and start doing the right things. And this is what it can really turn into. So this is gonna be phase 1 of this. And then we're gonna keep doing these episodes and show you guys how this property transitions, how it grows, and kind of what the results are gonna be. Because as I go with my business journey, I wanna be totally transparent on what I'm doing, how I got here, and really share that with you guys and show you guys how you can take that first step to go from 0 to 1, because the first step is always the hardest. And it's so easy to get caught up in looking 100 steps down the road, but in reality, you can't start there, because that's where you get analysis paralysis, right? You guys say, okay, what's the first thing I can do right now? What's the first thing? What's the next thing I can do? And start taking those slower steps and start growing. And guys, this is what it can turn into. So like I said, the sky's the limit. And we're gonna show you how this business really processes, how it runs, the finance side of things as well. And like I mentioned, this whole YouTube channel is really gonna be based around those 5 things I mentioned earlier: faith, health, relationships, business, and finance. You can master these 5 things, start growing in these 5 areas, your life is really gonna transition for the better, and you can start growing companies, right? You can be that leader that you want to be. And so we're going to help you guys get there as well and show you all the issues that we're having, right? Because entrepreneurship is not an easy road. There's going to be so many ups and downs. There's going to be so many twists and turns you're not going to be expecting. You can't model for every single scenario, but we're going to show you guys on our journey how we're growing, where we want to go, and how we're going to get there. So stay tuned, but this is the initial path that we're going to get, and we're going to show you guys how we're going to go from here and how we're going to put this on PadSplit platform, and also what we're going to do to actually get tenants in here. So thank you guys.